Yeah, I'm like, maybe we ought to just talk our way out of this. Yeah, okay. There's a lot. And I looked up the hypnotic pattern, and it only affects people in a 30-foot cube. And so that's like
2.
maybe real giants. Yeah. Maybe an ogre too. I don't what. Not enough.
When one of us has hypnotic pattern, I think we'll be able to control more than just 2.
But we don't.
It's only me doing hypnotic pattern. Okay, I can take out 2 giants.
Yeah. And that's maybe 2 giants. I mean, there's a chance that you make your save.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Hang on, is this initiative?
I'm not like really hyped about this. I'm like, okay.
I'll remind everybody once we start, but I'll remind you quickly now, because it even says it in the adventure. It says your goal is to get the conch shell.
Yeah. So I was like, I just keep talking, keep bullshitting. I still got
your conch isn't
plus 10.
Yeah.
Plus 10 stealth. We can send Gabo and Garl into the fucking underneath there, and just continue bullshitting. And
that sounds best. Keep them busy. Keep them entertained.
Yeah.
Keep them distracted.
Yeah. Fucking mega.
I got some songs in my repertoire.
Yeah.
Well, that would, I'm okay with anything. It also makes it easier for me, so I don't have to fucking run 6 giants, 5 ogres, and 6 goblins. You guys can.
Yeah, I love that.
Hang on a minute, I've got confusion. Let's see if it's only one person or a group.
That's a 10-foot radius?
Yeah, okay. Maybe if they're standing right next to each other, too.
I'll just check.
I like confusion.
Each creature in a 10-foot radius, yeah? 10 foot, I have to be pretty close. Range must succeed on wisdom saving throw. When you cast a spell, they'll be affected by it. And there's a choice of things that can happen.
Yeah.
I really hope it's not 9 or a 10, because then the creature just acts and moves normally.
Yeah. That's a 1 out of 5 shot.
That's more of a...
They're safe.
That's more of a last minute thing.
That's a good spell, though. I like that spell.
I never.
I've also got compulsion, if worse comes to the worse.
I'm familiar with compulsion.
Let's see if that's a bigger radius. Bit bigger, it's 30 feet.
Okay.
Creature of your choice that you can see within range and that can hear you must make a wisdom saving throw. Target automatically succeeds on the saving throw if it can't be charmed. On a failed save, a target is affected by this spell. Till the spell ends, you can use a bonus action on each of your turns to designate a direction that is horizontal to you. Each affected target must use as much of its movement as possible to move in that direction on its next turn. It's just a sort of a go that way spell.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, in a way you compel them to.
Yeah. Is it concentration?
Yeah, it takes concentration, about 1 minute.
They probably all are.
Yeah, all 3 of those are concentration then, so, I mean,
Yeah, and again, sorry, Baba, say this about my son, because it's when before he was born, when I first found out, one of the few things not one of the few things, but one thing that I had mentioned that I was really looking forward to, started really happening a lot this week. Because, and that's where he's so excited, and when he's talking to me, he's so excited. The only word he can get out is "daddy." But he's just like, "Daddy, daddy, 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 daddy." He just can't even tell me what he wants to tell me. He's just too excited. Daddy, 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 daddy.
Yeah, that's cute.
I love
That's
that.
cute. He trusts you.
That's one of my favorite.
You mean a lot
things.
to him.
That's one of my favorite things. I said it before. I was waiting for that. Daddy, 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 daddy. Just can't even talk. That's all he could do. Just stutter, daddy. He started doing that lots this week.
Yeah, good.
Did they name your granddaughter yet?
Oh, they had her named.
Well, they had her name picked.
Yeah.
Okay, what's her name?
Skylar something.
Okay.
I forget the middle name. The first name was Skylar. Skylar something long.
With a voice that reaches for sky.
Yeah,
You're going to hear her coming.
Yeah, her lungs were. My son-in-law sent me on the phone after a video of Skylar there, and all she was doing from the start to the end of and I make it sound terribly long, but it was only like maybe 20-second video over the phone.
Yeah.
To me, but all she was doing was screaming.
Wow.
She has a good set of lungs. Is all I say.
Yeah. Wow.
I feel sorry for them. They won't be able to speak
I
for a
don't.
week.
I call it justice.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Karma coming back in a small package that screams and shits a lot.
Oh, wait until your grandkids are teenagers, then they get that fun.
Oh yeah. I had my grandson, their older child, for the morning down here while my daughter was up at the hospital getting ready for the C-section, and he was fun. He was fun. And I pity Skylar because I think not necessarily at first being mean to his little sister, but just inquisitive, that he's going to be poking noses, bellies, eyes, cheeks, and whatnot.
How old is he?
He's just under a year and a half.
Oh yeah.
And he's just curious about everything.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Probably entering the why stage. Why is this? Why is that? Why is everything?
Oh, you know what his favorite word is? Uh-oh.
That's a good word.
Yeah, because at that age, that's when they just start walking. That's when they realize that they can do stuff.
Yeah.
Like they realize it. If they want something now, they can actually go after it and get it. You know, or I don't know.
Nightmare
Even just
stages.
even just walking is a novelty.
Oh yeah, him and I walking out to the barn this morning was fun. I was going to go show him the heifers that we helping my brother and a friend.
2-minute walk probably took 20 minutes.
Well, it's about a 2-minute walk. I don't know 20 minutes, but we started walking out there. Grandma turned the other way to take her dogs and put them on in, and he turned right about and ran after Grandma. I said, okay. And then so she come back on out, and because he didn't reach her yet, so Grandpa started going after him because don't need him up that close to the road. And about the time I was up on top of him and him by the door, Grandma comes on out, and then he's all smiles and trucking on off to the barn. The little turkey.
It must be fascinating watching a human brain develop.
It's interesting.
Kath, the way what you just said, I find that absolutely correct. Because I never thought like be apparent. It was like a totally unplanned. But and I'm older, right? Like I'm not like, most people having kids in their 20s or whatever. I'm fucking almost 50. So I really do like how those connections, watching those connections being made in his brain. For example, like he just turned 3 end of August, but several months before that, there was a big leap and I could tell because I was telling him a story because I'm blind, I can't read, so I was telling him a bedtime story, and I was talking about like, typical kid loves machinery and stuff, so I'm talking about an excavator. I like to do repetition, almost get it like hypnosis or relaxation, right? So I'm talking about an excavator making big scoops of sand. The arm and the boom and the bucket, and it reaches out and it makes a big scoop of sand, and it turns around and it dumps it on a pile. And I kept on doing that like repetitively and counting the piles. And I got to like 10 and he's still not sleeping. So I'm okay, I'm going to change the story somehow. And I said, and he turned and he looked at the pile of sand, and then suddenly he's like supposed to be sleeping, and all of a sudden, when I say he turned and looked at the pile of sand, he goes, oh, "It's so big." So the fact that he could follow me in his imagination, do you know what I mean?
Yep.
So
Yeah.
So he and I do things like that all the time because I'm damn determined that on weekends our house will be like the house where he and his friends come to fucking play D&D all weekend with his dad.
Yeah.
That's another one of my wants. But anyways, but imagination, even like, now at bedtime, I told him a little bit of a story, and I said, okay, now you tell a story. Play a show in your imagination, right? Like, you can go to bed. Good night. And I left, right? And he does that now. Like, yesterday we went shopping, and for social distancing purposes, only Trina went in. So we're waiting in the car.
So you went to wait in the car while she went shopping?
Yeah. But not, like, she wasn't long. She just ran in for a couple things.
I get it, yeah.
Wasn't a big deal. Like, whatever. Go for a spin, sure. Look at people, look at cars, and see if we can see any buses or dump trucks or whatever. And we're sitting in the parking lot, and we started talking about spiders and about like a big spider, blah blah blah. And I'm like, well, how big is a big spider? And he's like, well, like this. He's showing me, like the size of a grapefruit type thing. And I said, when I was talking about a big spider, I said I was talking about one that could like eat cars. And he just, I could tell he got really still. He started thinking about it. I said he'd be as big as a building. His legs would be so long, and he'd come walking right over that building, and he'd start eating cars. Then he goes, whoa, now that's a big spider. Just, like, I love how his he's at the age now where his imagination, he can actually, I don't know, that's a big connection to be made. That,
Yeah.
And and when it comes to my blindness, people always say like, oh, do kids know? It honestly, kids might know I'm blind when they're about 5, but they don't know what it means. They think it's like a religion or something, right? They don't really understand. It's not until like a little bit.
Witness.
Yeah, they just don't realize he's blind, right? Okay, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not until later they realize that it means that I can't see. It's honestly about 7 when that really sinks in that I can't see. And they're like, I know, like, take off your sunglasses. Oh, maybe you need glasses like my mom, or oh, your eyes are closed. That's why you can't see, right? Like kids, they just like they're trying to like.
You can't see because your eyes are closed.
Right, they think there's a like. So
Oh,
it's
have you tried opening them? Oh shit!
yeah. So
Thanks,
honestly,
kid.
when they're about 7, they really is. I think what they understand. Well, Leo knows. I'm shocked. Like I'm shocked because I tell him, like I've said for a long time, whenever, because he's always like, whatever. I just say, like, my eyes don't work. That's why my eyeballs don't work. Dad's eyeballs don't work. I can't see. Dad's eyeballs don't work.
They're on strike.
Yeah. So, and I noticed it really because, he'll be like, look at this or whatever. And if he's like, Dad, look at my fucking awesome monster truck, he brings it and puts it in my hand. Or if something falls on the floor, he's like, there, no, there. And we play, like kind of hot and cold, like, and now he's getting old enough, he'll be like, no, closer to the chair or whatever. Like, he's
learned not to point. It's
yeah,
there.
like
Pointing.
he actually understands, and he said before, right? Because someone has said something. I don't remember what it was. Trina might have said something like, "Oh, if you can blah blah," and I'm like, and I said, "Yeah, my eyes don't work," and he goes, "That's because you're blind," he said.
Ah.
But so he's the first kid. And also, if he's like, "Oh, Dad, let's blah blah blah," I'm like, "Hey, where?" And he grabs my hand and he takes me. He doesn't do that with others, right? Like, I've noticed that, like, at the point now where he's like, "Dad, let's play ball," and I'm like, "I told you it's hard for you to play ball." He's like, "No, with the big ball," because he knows with the big yoga ball, we can still, play with that outside. Like a soccer ball's annoying, right? I hear it go by, but I'm like, I don't know. I'm too slow to fucking try to stop it. And then I can't find it after. And I just, twice and I'm frustrated, right? But the yoga ball, I can hear it and I can find it and it moves slow enough for me. And I'm also not worried about kicking him in the face with it.
Well, they also make beat balls. I know they do that for like baseball, especially that.
Yeah. Well, last August,
yeah,
I bought a soccer ball with bells in it.
Okay.
He was 2 at the time. I bought it. Like, we went camping. I saved it for camping. We went camping. I pumped it up. We played with it when we were camping.
It doesn't ring, though, when it's not moving.
Right. But the thing is,
you can tell when it's not moving. You can hear where it went, though.
Played with it that morning. Yeah. Had it at the campsite. Went to the playground. Came back, packed up, and I'm like, "Hey, where's the soccer ball?" Somebody fucking took the soccer ball from us.
What a jackass.
I know. I said that. Take a fucking blind accessible soccer ball.
Come on.
And it was like right by the tent at the campsite. We just went to the fucking playground, right? We didn't even put anything away. We just.
Well, I didn't know whose it was. Well, you knew it wasn't yours.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I'm just thinking of a blind joke.
What?
I read in a. I'm just thinking of a joke I read in a nurse's joke diary thing.
Mm-hmm.
It was actually based on real experiences people had.
Mm-hmm.
And it goes, this nurse walks into a patient's room and a patient says, "Ah, here's my sexy, good-looking nurse." And the nurse said they would have been flattered if there hadn't been a sign over the patient's bed that said, "Patient is legally blind."
Well, because people are like, "See you later." I'm always smell you later. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Michael. Because there's layers to that joke when a blind guy says it, isn't there?
Yeah.
Smell you later. They never know how to take it. They don't know. It's like, he being immature, or is that what blind people do?
Or if you're just a fan of the Fresh Prince.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, some animals have eyes, and their nose is their dominant sense. So
I know.
Dog.
I know,
Yeah,
but
dogs.
that's a sarcastic thing to say, right? You know, such,
I know, but it's still funny.
it's so Nelson from Simpsons, right? Smile later, right? You know,
And it makes sense. I mean, if you're blind, your other
right?
senses are going to
That's
be a
what I
bit more
mean. So
focused.
that's why I think it's funny because people don't know how to take it because there ends up being layers to it when a blind guy says it to you.
Yeah, a lot of fun layers.
Yeah, smile later. Yeah. So last time, I think this is honestly like session 45.
Yes, it is.
Isn't that
That's
something?
correct.
Session 45, Storm King's Thunder. We last time in
And last we met our
in following the advice given by the what's it called?
the Oracle.
Oracle. Oh fuck. From the advice given at the Oracle at the Temple of the Anon, the Allfather, that you guys should seek out one of the conchs in possession of one of the giant lords. You chose God, a hill giant lord, and you have led your way to her great enclave called Grudhog, which is basically a giant a giant-sized beaver dam on a branch of one of the rivers, one of the tributaries of the Delinerin River, or the other one. There's two rivers I can't remember. They both start with the D. Anyways, and this place, kind of generally geographic, is like northeast of Golden Fields, where you guys sent the cultists with the ship to see if they could do something about a new balloon. So they went across the skis, across the snow, overland to Golden Fields. But you guys are here at Gau's stronghold in the main steading, which sits atop this giant, massive beaver dam made of trees and rocks and earth. The steading, Kate, you weren't here. Kath, last time you weren't here, but the steading is massive. If Charles still has the map, if not, I can give you guys that one. But it's like 190 feet by something. Like it's so massive. It's like, and you guys come in on, like, I think it's the west side.
Freaking you.
Right over there on where number 5 is where we were last. We were looking into the number 2 area, trying to figure out how we wanted to perish, or if we wanted to perish.
And this number 2 area is massive. It's got like I think it's honestly like 30-foot high. No, higher than 30 feet. I actually think it's 60 feet high. I can't remember, but it's a high roof and a massive room. And now think of it, this room, you come in and sitting in front of you, I think it's even marked on the map, in this like a big wagon that you would see in in Waterdeep or on trade roads. It's like one that hauls timber and logs, like they're massive. Like the hind wheels on them are like 6 feet high, right? Like just a massive like wagon that would normally be used for hauling big cargo loads of timber. You can see instead has this morbidly obese giantess laying upon it, like you could tell they probably used it to cart her around until they got to a point where they can't even cart her around on it because you could see that the wheels are canted in. And Kath, you could roll me an intelligence investigation because everyone did before, but I'll tell you if you roll. So D20 in your intelligence plus your proficiency if you're proficient. If not, use your
Jack of all trades.
yeah, jack of all trades. Yeah.
Master of all trades. Jack of none.
But like the wheels are canted in. You could see that like her weight is causing like the entire wagon to sag and the axles to bend and the wheels cant in. And she is surrounded by trash. And not that, and don't think trash, things like discarded bones and stuff that she has spit out. It's more that things that have fallen out of her mouth and she can't pick back up. And there are several ogres and several other hill giants in here, and this whole place is like a trash heap, like just full of refuse. And oh, by the way, did Farai come in? Like, is Farai here?
Yeah, Far Eye is.
I never did hear Ryan.
Yeah, he's here today.
Oh, okay.
Ryan.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, I assumed you were here. I didn't hear from you.
I can barely hear you, bro, because your speaker's really crackly.
You're breaking up a lot to me, Ryan.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, and you're breaking up a lot to us, so it's got to be your issue. That damn Scottish
But yeah, I'm
internet.
here.
Okay. Well, anyways, and like I said, it's just stuff that's escaped her mouth, and she can't grab. These ogres and these male hill giants are moving around the rooms, or around the walls of this massive room is heaps of food, just grain dumped on the ground, dead animals, baskets of food in sacks, just and when I say food, that's a very loose description. It's basically anything organic. Like, there's like old shoes and stuff in there, like some household goods, like, just and she is being served by the ogres and by the hill giants, who are only feeding her. As you can still see outside these windows, there's windows 30 feet high, because this massive room all the way around the edge, above the heaps of so like the smell in here is terrible. There's a ledge 20 feet high around the edge of this entire room, and you could see that there is motion of like it looks to be goblins. And I shouldn't say motion, they're not very active right at this moment, because it's very, very, very early morning. The sun has not yet rise. You can see it's still dark outside the windows. Maybe to the east you can see the sky beginning to silver, but out of the other windows it's still dark, and it's still snowing outside. But in here it's hot from bodies, from compost, And from these two big round vents, not vents, but hole openings in the floor that have like a grating made out of logs over top of each one.
Oh, you got
And
the COVID.
yeah, COVID. Fuck, I'm sure I haven't gone anywhere. I'm getting mad now because I literally have.
Or it could be a sister's call.
I went to the beach once this summer, and I went to a friend's place once. Other than that, I'm only here or at the significant others. I'm rocking the bubble. That's what happens when you're fucking blind and can't do anything anyways. The whole world locks down and doesn't really change your life.
I was just going to
Then-
say is a good example of a hermit.
Well, yeah. No band. That's the only thing that really got changed. No band and no D&D.
Yeah.
Again, it's going to be a while for the band too. It probably looks like. I'd say another year, maybe next winter.
Wow.
Yeah. People didn't want to pay for a band before. Now that they're at like whatever, I don't even know what it is. 25% capacity, half capacity. I don't even know. It just
Depends on where you're at.
yeah. So your companions, like Michael, is disguised as an orc.
Got to
Correct.
disguise self up. Yep.
Uh
It's not concentration, but the pass without trace is.
yeah.
Which we use to just glide everything on in the cover of darkness and the
Yeah.
snow.
Managed to get back on.
And that's pretty much where it's at. And you guys have hardly been noticed because like the pass without trace and the disguises and but you could see that this massive gaw in her poor sagged out wagon has at her attendance 5 ogres, 5 hill giants. There are 6 goblins around the perimeter on the ledge, who, like I said, aren't very active right now. And you could see wherever the door, the entrance is, you can see there's another hill giant standing like a, like a valet or a doorman. There's a I think it's outside. You might not see it from inside, but you can see it on the map probably. There's a giant by the door standing with the boulder. So technically, there's 5 ogres, 5 giants, 6 goblins, and a giant way the fuck over there.
Yeah, right. Out.
And there's a cage with wolves. But I don't even know where that is in location to her, if it's nearby or on the other end.
It's
I
on
believe
the other
other
end.
end.
It's number 3.
Oh yeah, I believe it's on the other end. But hey,
She might get hungry and eat them.
way
I gotta keep her away.
go. Moment of silence. Eddie Van Halen is dead.
No!
Way.
Oh
What?
yeah.
Yeah. Age 65.
Not that old.
No.
I'm gonna try reconnecting because everyone's crackling for me, so I'll try reconnecting it. Just so
Alright.
that way.
You sounded fine though this time. But
Much better.
We are.
Are we all reconnected?
All right. So here's what I think, fellas. We go in there, we distract Gaw and the Hill Giants while I maintain concentration on this pass without trace. And Garl and Gobbo, you dive into that pile of crap and dig around there and look for the conch. And then we fucking go, right? What do you
Okay.
think?
I'm just wondering what kind of a distraction do we need here?
You ever seen the Muppet Show, The Swedish Chef?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yes, I saw that
What we
puppet
should do.
show
Yes.
on the streets. Very popular.
Yeah, on the streets of Waterdeep. Yeah.
Yeah, that Jim Henson guy will go far.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of comedy. I don't know. Maybe we should like dinner music or something. A marching band.
I believe what we were talking. I believe
Maybe-
what we
Wait,
were
are we
talking
talking
about
dinner
was doing
show
like,
or serve her a meal?
Maybe we should go back outside, grab the fish on a cart, and just bring it in there while you like entertain her like with a marching music to just shove fish in her mouth, and that will keep her distracted, and everybody else like, oh look, it's a contest, it's an eating contest. How many fish can she eat? Go, 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 go. And while they search underneath, stealthily for her thing. What do you think?
Okay, you're asking us to start a eating contest by walking past all the guards, making it past without them asking too many questions.
Yeah, we don't really have to worry about guards. We'll just come out from the kitchen entrance. I look like an ogre.
Oh, that makes a bit
Fish.
more sense.
Yeah. We come out of the kitchen. We're in the kitchen at the moment. We just take a cart of the frozen fish we brought in, right? And just wheel it out to her. And you say, it's an eating contest. Eat as much as you can. Blah, blah, blah. Eat, but only one at a time. Oh, how quick can you? Oh. Something that, at
I
least.
don't think I speak Hill Giant. Hang on a minute.
Oh,
I have
I could-
comprehend
yeah,
languages,
it would just
but
be-
that's not speak languages.
Didn't we have like a plan last time that we would just do hypnotic batter more and then just
Yeah,
wait on
that's
her?
only like we were going to do that, and then we looked up the spell, and that's only 2 hill giants max, and it's concentration, so we can't do like 2 each round.
Yeah.
And I still don't like the mods. Remember, we're only 8th level.
I think distracting her with food, seeing as food is a popular hobby for her, would be the best
I mean,
idea.
what I could do is to control water, have flood this place, and then I can I can shock all of them.
Would that be a high enough shock to get all of them and definitely knock out all of them?
I
don't question the physics. I just question if the voltage is high enough.
I don't think offense is our way to go here. I think we need to focus more on the just start sneaking and sneak out.
Yeah, I mean, since the fact that there are more giants than we can handle, I think sneaking is the best
when
option.
you're talking about the amount of hill giants, you're not even talking about Gaw, who probably is better than a regular hill giant, although she can't move. She's probably just like one big badass wapoom, wapoom. Her club is within reach. And so,
And she probably just stuff you in her mouth.
So that would be 7. Yeah, she probably has a swallow whole thing too. So that's a total of 7 hill giants, 4 ogres, 6 fucking goblins just patrolling the top as like a lair action or something. 6 goblin arrows come on in. Oh look,
Food's the best
unleash
option.
the wolves, unleash the hounds. How many fucking dogs come running in then? I'm just saying.
How much fish have we got?
Not enough.
Oh, I don't know. Like lots. Like I'm
I
talking.
don't know,
Like,
Carl. How long will it take you to find the conch?
Well,
Once you get the conch, out we go. Out the door we go.
and Garl's gonna say, I don't know how long, but I think I might have something else that can help me.
What's that?
And yeah. No, actually, No,
Hang on a minute.
that won't help me. I was thinking about the sky
Hang on.
puff to make myself look like a rat.
I'm
Sure.
just thinking, I've got the spell locate object.
Ooh,
You're fucking shitting me.
No, it's one of the things I chose. I thought this might come in useful, and it has. I
It
just need to
comes in
check what the
extremely
requirements
useful.
are.
All right, let's look it up.
I think it's 1,000 feet is the range. I know that much.
Yeah, so we're
Oh, that's
within.
good. If we know exactly where it is, it means we'll have less time searching for it, meaning the distraction can last for longer. Let's
It's
see.
pretty much
Concentration up to
find it.
10 minutes. Describe or name an object that is familiar to you.
Yeah, I would say it's familiar. We've been told about it. It's
Yeah, it's been described to us, so
yeah.
yes.
That's just me.
But don't you guys have another, like, would it detect magic? Maybe.
I have detect magic.
Read
You
detect
could
magic.
overlay the two spells.
Okay.
You sense the direction in which object's location, as long as the object is within 1,000 feet of you.
I have a problem with familiarity.
If we want to send you
Yeah.
into,
So we're not familiar with it, in your opinion?
if we want to send you into to announce it, Silas, I could make you able to speak giant.
The spell can locate a specific object known to you as long as you have seen it up close within 30 feet at least once.
Okay, so that's a negative.
Alternatively, spell can locate the nearest object of a particular kind, such as a certain kind of apparel, jewelry, furniture, tool, or weapon.
Oh.
Conch
This
shell.
spell can't locate an object of any thickness of lead, even a thin sheet blocks a direct path between you and the object. So either I can find a very specific thing, or I can roughly say where something of a certain kind is.
Because you know it's like a big ass seashell. You could. I say you could.
Okay.
Because it would tell you the closest big ass seashell, right?
Yeah.
How many of them are there?
Right.
So I'm thinking big ass seashell. That's not going to be too hard to find, especially here.
I agree. So you want to cast that spell?
Yep. Am I close enough to the heap that we're talking about?
Oh yeah.
Let's just say we're looking through the curtain at the moment. From
Yeah,
the kitchen.
yeah.
Okay.
You guys are pretty much around the and you guys have like the blah 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 spell where you guys can't pass without trace or
right.
whatever. So you guys are like, you guys are like far beyond like any passive wisdom that they could possibly imagine. So
Okay.
yeah,
So
and
yes,
you
I
guys.
cast locate
And one more
object.
thing. One more thing. And you guys have a trembling, somewhat PTS, post-traumatic stress disorder, halfling with you guys.
oh, I forgot about him.
Yeah,
That's
I
to
almost
keep him
did
on the
too.
boat.
Well, we
No,
picked
he's
him up in the
with you
kitchen.
guys.
Oh,
You
with
guys
us.
just rescued him going through the kitchen. There was some
Oh.
goblins trying to put him on a rotisserie.
And I was like, no, wait, I'll handle him. You
Yeah.
know, my goblin and my ogre and my orcish. Yeah, I'm even carrying a great axe at the moment. I mean, I can't use it, or at least I'm not proficient in it, but I got it.
Yeah.
It just doesn't look like it.
Yeah, so he basically, because he's disguised as an orc, he pretty much said, "Hey, leave that halfling with me, and you guys get out of here." And they did. So this halfling isn't exactly sure. He thinks he's gonna be fed to this obese monstrosity in front of him. And you cast your spell silence. What level spell is it?
It's a 2nd level spell.
You do your little song and your dance as you cast your spell. And you're just thinking, okay, we know it's like a big conch shell. And your mind expands like a bubble,
Ooh.
almost at the speed of light. where you actually reach your hand out and steady yourself on the wall. And almost immediately you get a ping. You open your eyes and you say aloud to your party, it's underneath her. It's under her. In the wagon.
Oh,
Inside the wagon?
Huh?
Inside the wagon? Not
In
under
the wagon.
In the
In the wagon.
fucking in the goddamn fucking wagon.
Okay, we have to. It's a good thing we cast that spell. Would have been a waste of a distraction.
We have to go in there then.
Yes, we're gonna have to go in there.
I'll Gar will say, I'll take one for the team.
All right. New plan.
I'm small. I'm sneaky.
Yeah.
I'm
You
heroic.
might manage it.
I
Hang on
think
a
I
minute.
might be able to get around that trash and
Whoa.
and
What
find it.
if you could fly?
I'm just thinking, do we have anything to make her drowsy? Like if you put a particular use
Like a
your
ninth level
magical
sleep
beer.
Like a ninth level sleep spell?
I gotta. Gar will say,
Not
I
put
gotta
her to sleep, just make her senses a bit dull so she won't notice something sneaking under her.
Well, we
Kath,
can make him virtually unseeable.
Kath, I had asked you
I
for this.
don't know if she would be. I don't know if this is what you want, but I have banishment prepared, so I could banish her.
You can banish her?
Kath?
Yes.
I asked you for an intelligence roll before, but I never did get a response. I don't know if you were muted or you didn't hear. Did you hear me ask you for an intelligence roll?
I think you're muted because I did not hear anything and I don't
Okay.
remember it being
Okay,
down
well,
on the
give me an intelligence roll.
spell thing.
Roll me a d20, add your intelligence, plus either your proficiency or your jack of all trades. The skill is investigation. Because I let everybody
Okay.
else roll before.
Yep. Hang on.
What'd you roll?
Just hang on a minute. So that was intelligence. Ooh, got no buff on that. Proficiency or jack of all trades. So that's a 20. Oh wait, hang on. Oh, lovely, 20.
Okay.
Hey, it's not bad.
As I said earlier, you recognize this wagon automatically because it looked like in Waterdeep, they use big wagons like this converted for passengers that they drive through the city. You see them in the trades ward when people are bringing lumber in. You see them up and down the high road. And you just have been shocked how her massive weight has caused this thing to sag and bow and creak. And you're like, holy shit, I'm surprised that axle hasn't broken and tipped her right out of there. And your idea.
Okay. New plan idea. All right. We go in there, we do the feeding contest thing again, right?
Yeah.
While we're doing that, we sneak somebody in there to maybe you, Far Eye, you use your sonic boom, which we could just say as, a cracking noise, right? Boom, oh, her thing, and break it. So she falls out, tips over. We could say, oh my gosh, she ate so much, she broke it. Did you not hear the thing crack? And while that's broken, so it's under her. She's falling out. We can then like, hey, come help us get this. While everybody's distracted, focusing on her. Garl, you sneaking around, grab the thing, and get out of Dodge, and then the rest of us leave.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear any of that, Michael.
Oh man.
Oh boy. The
Dude, you're
internet's
the
really
key
dodgy at the moment.
Classic.
Okay.
If I was making a comedy about
Yeah, I
D&D,
can hear Cassian
that
fighting,
would be
but
in it.
I can barely hear anyone else.
Well, I don't know.
Try to say this while using the voice thing on Messenger. Okay, let's see how this works out. Nope. Apparently, it's not going to work. It's like fuck you. Here, let's try it. Nope, it is like fuck you. The microphone is being used at the moment.
So,
I'm gonna jump
so
out.
do you want me to?
Well, I don't know.
Use
I'm
your,
gonna,
So do you
I'm
want
gonna
me
quickly
to?
jump in.
Do you want me to banish her? Is that what we want to do?
That wasn't the plan that was described to us. What we heard was that we go into the eating contest, but you come in with us sneakily, so the others don't notice, and then make your sonic blast so we can go, oh no, the thing's broken, she's fallen off. And while all her allies are focused on her, Garl sneaks out, sneaks into the cart, and sneaks out with the conch, and we hightail it. Did I get it?
Really?
So you just
That's
want
pretty much.
me to make?
Except I wanted him to still be kind of hidden behind this curtain thing here, just like looking
You
out from
just want me
underneath.
to make a loud noise, right?
Yes. Be behind a curtain, make a loud noise, like wood splitting in half.
Shatter on Axel. Cast shatter on Axel. Okay, I just sent you something.
Her so far.
Didn't you hear the wood snap?
Okay.
Snap, not.
Yeah. All right.
Alright. Garl. Not Garp. Garl. Garl. It is harp. Okay, it is auto-correcting. Garl. Harp. Then. Sneaks and grabs conch. And Garl, since you are the one doing the sneaking, who needs to sneak and hold it out and get out of there with it, would you like me to replace touching you with the advantage on stealth, the blessing of trickery, instead of Far Eye? Since in this idea, Far Eye would still just be like hidden; he'd just be looking out from sticking his head at the bottom of the curtain so he can see out.
Give it to Far Eye because I do my stealth generally is pretty good.
Hey, sorry, I realized how stupid that was once I did it.
What'd you do?
He popped out.
Well, I left the call to see if it would help Ryan, like to reboot it, right? And then I realized, now I gotta wait for Charles to let me in. I hope he's not away, like AFK.
It hasn't.
No, I wasn't AFK, but I wasn't
Paying attention.
Pot either.
So I'm like, I don't know why I did that. Tried to help Ryan out, but if it didn't help, it didn't help. Then I don't know what to do.
So yeah, I'm okay with this. I can do that. No problem.
You like this plan? All right. So let's get a cartload of frozen fish in, and go about it.
I hope you know giantish.
I do.
Good, because I don't.
Okay.
So I'll just make some music and some illusions.
Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah.
Okay, Swedish chef stuff.
Just have to be careful not to hit her, though, because then she'll know something's up.
I think Farai was hit by a thunderstorm.
He's been thunderstruck.
Yes, they're speaking very jiltedly.
Fuck, that song keeps coming up, man.
It's following you.
No,
I
it
just
is
watched
like
Iron Man 2 last
it's
night.
just like weird synchronicity thing. It just keeps coming up as of late.
I'm ready to go whenever we're ready.
Huh. Huh. You guys can go back out that same way. No sign, like the goblins haven't returned. You can still see the, like the spit and everything as you guys walk through the empty abattoir, through the kitchen, back outside. You could see silhouetted against the lightning sky, you can see the orcs still at the raft. And you can see when you get to the raft that there's spatters of blood on the fresh snow. And the orc, he points over to where there's like a couple boxes of things, and laying beside it, dragged over there, is a dead hobgoblin.
Oh.
And he points to one of the entrances and he says, "The Water Master." Came out
We
to
better-
relieve himself. And he says, points over to the tower, he says, "I do not think they noticed."
Let's do this quick before they do notice.
So, when you say how much fish is there, there's lots of fish, Ryan. Like there's hundreds of fish, and the fish are like all like kind of 3-4 feet long. Very uniform, netted in the river. I was gonna say like salmon, more like kind of big brook trout, almost. And by this time, they're frozen solid. You guys can easily load them up, and you guys don't even worry about drawing attention because it'd be perfectly normal activity, right? Unloading a raft. So you guys don't even worry too much about being all too unnoticeable just to keep up your disguise. Your passes out trace will obscure you guys even more in the snow. They will hardly even bother to pay attention until you guys really give a reason for it at this point. Basically,
even the orcs would have been passed without trace if they were, when I cast it, they were within 30 feet on the barge, so they're plus 10 stealth too.
yeah, exactly. So everything, you guys just look all blurry in the snow, right? Like,
Yeah.
because
Water Monster didn't even know He's just walking out the piss, and they're like, you know what? Fuck that guy. And walked up and just cut his head off. He's like, oh, what?
Yeah, it's just because he would have noticed the raft, and why have him start looking around and getting curious or asking questions or anything, right? Just he's only a hobgoblin.
Yeah. All right, so we take a cartload of fish, like a hand cart.
Yeah, it's kind of like a medieval looking wheelbarrow thing, right?
Yeah.
Just a couple wheels and a couple table legs on it.
Yeah.
I'm
thinking like large fish with heads on them still and everything, just like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You guys can easily transport in, like, I don't know, lots.
Carl will be looking for like a fair-sized river rat.
What?
A what? A rat?
Yeah, a fair-sized river rat.
I'm assuming they're hiding. It's cold as shit.
Oh, like specifically a river rat?
Well, that was for like a size. Something around.
Oh yeah, well for sure. This whole place, like, I don't know if I described it trash heap enough.
Well, you
like,
did.
There's totally vermin around.
That's why I was at.
Oh yeah. 100% there'd be. No, 100% there'd be like giant rat. Like, in fact, there probably is like even like a giant rat or two here and there. It's just they got enough to eat. They just crawl in between the logs. This would just be an infestation here.
Because Garl would like.
Why do you need a rat?
Garl would like to try to.
Great question.
Garl would like to capture one and try to train it.
Train it to water ski, and you can have a race against the water skiing squirrel.
Well, sometimes a little pet like that would be handy and diverting.
You're a ranger. Do you want to pick up a rat and start training it? For sure you can.
Okay.
Because let's put it this way, there's enough rats here that you can get. Eventually, one of them would be brave enough you could coax to approach it, and or to approach you, and
Yeah, I'll give it a good berry.
For sure, because like there's like a lot of vermin in here. Like, it's not a clean place. It's like all hill giants and goblinoids. So.
And once I get them close enough, I'll grab them.
Mm-hmm.
I'll stuff them in my bag of holding.
Yeah. Yeah.
That way he doesn't get out and compromise us. But
and the reason you choose this one is because it doesn't fucking try to bite your finger off when you grab it.
Okay. Yes.
Just out of curiosity, it won't die in the bag of holding.
A tiny creature in there? There's enough air in there for it'll last a long time.
What I was going to say is Garl will try to open it about every 10 minutes so he can get some fresh air.
Oh, okay.
It actually says in the bag of holding description how long you can hold or breathe in there. Like one medium creature or whatever. So a tiny creature, it'd be quite a long time.
Yeah, I'm assuming people have let's suffocate them in the bag of holding.
Yeah. No, that's in the bag of holding description, how much air there is in there. I'm sure it's in there. So, yeah, you could easily find a rat that will like suit your purposes because
okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of vermin in here. And they're all pretty well fed. But yeah, they're everywhere. Like a beaver dam. Like there's all these crooks and crevices and spaces for them. They would be just everywhere. Out of reach. Out of sight for the most part. Yeah. Anything specific about your rat?
No,
about the
just
way
that
it looks? Or
just the standard, ordinary rat. I'll later in the storyline, I'll make him mine, my brother George.
for sure.
As far as that, but since I didn't thinking that there was a large opportunity to find one easily, try to
Yeah.
get that taken care of. Still going along with the plan though.
Yeah.
Not trying to divert from that.
No, that's fine. No, that's fine. No, you're in, like I said, essentially a garbage dump. You're a ranger in a garbage dump. Yes, you can you can find a rat. Not hard. Yeah. Okay, you guys come back in. Do you still have the pass out trace when you come in back in with the fish?
Lasts for an hour.
What do you do with the halfling?
Best to leave him by the boat.
Do you leave him with the orcs?
That's not a good idea either.
Ah,
We'll
yeah.
put him in the bag of holding too.
That's not a good idea either. Hey, buddy.
We can knock him out.
Stick
Oh, we
by
could give him some
Far
beer
Eye.
to relax, couldn't we?
Yeah, I could give him a beer to relax and say, here, stand by Far Eye here at the curtain, you know, where you can look out and be safe, and just do what he tells you.
And he clutches the cup with two hands trembling. And
since I still look like an orc, I'll be like, or else I'll feed you to her.
And he starts and spews foam out of his nose. But when you don't actually like follow up on it, he begins gulping. He's probably thirsty and hungry, and he just begins gulping it and drinks it down like most halflings can. And he just sinks down on the floor, leaning against the wall, gulping it with his trembling hands and his knees pulled up to his chest. Just the first spark of actual life you've seen in him is his lust for the ale, slaking his thirst/hunger. Other than before that, he was pretty like catatonic before. So I didn't hear what you said. You're gonna keep your pass without trace?
Yeah. It'll last for an hour. So
okay.
I figured we probably did it like 30 minutes before we got here, so I got roughly 30 minutes of it still left.
Yeah.
Well, let's say 20 minutes now because we've been let's say we got 20 minutes left.
Okay. So you come wheeling back in, moving aside the heavy curtain. The curtain itself, you can see, is like infested with like mites and even maggots where the fat wasn't trimmed off.
Oh, Far Eye. Do the blast when the thing is half full. Now, everybody, you want to remember to stay away because it's like a 10-foot radius, so you want to stay away from the bottom of that area. You included, Garl. You want to stay at least 15 feet away from the axle until you hear the boom and she falls. In which case, then you can sneak in. But everybody maintain because we don't want to damage anybody from the boom.
Roger, Dodger, priest.
All right. And when we're halfway through with this fish, that's when you boom them, okay? And Far Eye says, okay.
Yeah, I can do this.
Oh boy.
Hey, fine.
Huh?
Let's get me fighting. We're gonna be good.
Let's get this over with.
Okay. The
So
silence before the storm.
tell me what you're doing then, exactly right now.
All right. So, me and Silence will move the curtain back well enough. I'll be holding the cart.
Yeah.
And Silence is going to be playing a ditty.
Yeah.
Singing and dancing a jaunty tone, right?
Yes.
Yep.
All right. And I'm going to yell out loudly as we enter, "All hail the great God," in giant. "We have come with your morning feast of frozen fish delivered from the orc chieftains who obey the great Gaw and wish to feed her to make her the giantess. Look how large this fish is. Rah, rah, rah."
Gobbo escorts you two, helping you to push the cart.
Who does?
Gobbo.
Oh, great.
Double?
Looks more
Okay.
official if there's a goblin involved.
Yeah.
He's helping you guys two to push the cart. Warvel is around somewhere.
Say he's with Far Eye too.
Yes, exactly.
Talking to trying to calm down the halfling. I know these people look weird, everything, but so far they haven't turned me in, so I think they're pretty decent people.
Yeah. He's kind of doing exactly that. He's just trying to calm the halfling down and trying to find out. He actually coaxed him that he's actually from Golden Fields.
Okay. The halfling is?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I don't think I'm wanted.
He's a shepherd.
I've been there before. He's nervously fiddling with his hand axes, like, oh, man, these stupid plans they have.
The wheels on the cart squeak and
Go
creak
round and round
as you push it across the refuse and waste on the ground. Like I said, it's all logs, but you'd believe that the floors were earthen after how much crud has accumulated just everywhere. You push it up, you get close within reach, and her size is just even magnified when you're standing close to her. And you can see when you wheel the cart around, she just her one arm reaches out automatically. Gobbo quickly ducks out of the way and goes under her wagon because her arm reaches out and she just is grabbing. And you too, Michael, and the Silence. You're back about 10 feet, so you're just out of reach, and you're playing your tune, which is almost drowned out in the sound of everything. But she just reaches a hand out and she just grabs a fish, lifts it up right to her mouth, and just bites it in half, frozen, and you could hear her just crunch it, like crunching it like a hard candy.
And I will announce in giant, the great orc tribes who follow the great God have got from the magical waters just outside of Golden Fields in a raid. It has been blessed with the fertilizer of Shantae and has been known to create giant people. It makes you larger than what any other food can. It will increase the girth and dimensions of my great God significantly quick. I urge you, great God, to take caution and eat of this fish modestly, lest you grow in girth so much as to burst from your mightiest throne.
She says, "Fish go big."
Yes,
giant, of course.
It will make God tremendously large. More so than any other food.
Which means good. Fish got big. More fish got bigger. Starts like just eating them like two at a time, and they're crunching and like eating them like hard candy, and her arm, like as big as it is, just swings frantically back and forth, frantically grabbing.
God, I urge you. You may grow so large, eating this, that you may burst Your magnificent throne.
Somehow I think that's a hint.
Q.
I'm gonna shatter on one of the axles.
Ryan, you can see where, like, you guys have moved up and gotten to an angle where you can look at the axles truly, and you can see where not the big hind wheels, but the smaller wheels on the front, because those ones actually have to turn a bit, right, for maneuvering around corners and through streets normally.
Yeah.
So you could tell those are the ones that are having the majority of the problem holding her weight. And when you get in a position and you get a look at it, you could see how the axle
I
actually.
want her to roll away from I kind of want her to roll away from the door so that if we can escape, that's for the intentional piece. We can escape easier.
You can see how the axle is actually already has begun to crack and split, and you can see exactly where you want to hit it.
Oh yeah. Away from me. Just joking.
So how are you going to do it, Ryan?
I want her to, if she falls off, I want her to fall off away, like in the opposite direction of the door.
Yeah.
So that if we need to make her run, then
Yeah.
Looking over there, not where we need to escape.
Yeah.
So we
I
can
mean,
escape
are you gonna what? You shoot it with an arrow? You hitting it with a spell? What are you doing?
He's asking what you're trying to destroy it with, and I believe you were planning on using a shatter spell, correct, Ryan?
shatter spell.
It will be loud, we know.
Yeah. You cast Shatter, you center it on the axle, right on the crack. Boom! Roll your damage.
Doesn't the spell say something about inanimate objects? I think so. I just want to check it. What it says.
Or constructs or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Well, that's why I'm not too worried about it.
21 points of thunder damage.
I heard 21. Hey, you could even maximize that if you wanted. Ooh.
21. Yeah, go, Michael.
I'm sorry, I was reading a little too loud. I'm sorry.
No, read it.
Have as much an successful save. A creature made of inorganic material, which is a creature such as stone, crystal, or metal, has disadvantage on this saving throw. It's not a creature. A non-magical object that isn't being worn or carried. That's up to you, whether this cart is being worn or carried as much as sat upon.
No.
Also takes the damage if it's in the spell's area, which it was targeted. So yeah, it's in the spell's area.
Yeah.
That's all it says about that. Creatures have disadvantage, but it's not a creature. It doesn't get a save. It just takes it.
That is enough thunder damage where you cast it right where the axle is cracked. At 21 points of damage is enough to cause the entire axle to fail. And it cracks
And then
Not only the sound of the thunder spell, but the sound of the wood snapping itself is loud.
Oh my God! Did you hear that?
And
She has grown so large
with
that she has snapped.
a start, suddenly God, like this whole thing, it just ends up the axle fails and the whole cart tips, spilling Gaw out onto the floor, along with some belongings and other refuse. And you could see out of one of her massive fleshy rolls falls something. At first you don't realize what it is, and then you see when it hits the floor, it unrolls and it sprawls out. You can see that there's a goblin that is dislodged from one of her rolls, her flesh rolls, when she falls out of her wagon. But you guys have done that. You guys have dethroned Gaw. She has spilled out onto the floor.
Does Garl see the conch?
Roll me a perception.
All right, I get to roll in perception. I like perception.
Rolling perception.
Let's see here.
More fascinated.
Let's see if the dice are with me today. Come on, come on. They are not an 11.
You don't specifically see the conch, but you can see that when she felt it looks like that anything valuable that she had, she was pretty much just laying on it, because it looks like that you can see some coins. It even looks like that there are like other interesting looking things. You don't really know what they are, but it's not all just food and chips, and easy poofs that have fallen between the sofa cushions. There's money in there too, and interesting things over there.
From a very cursory look.
Yeah, exactly.
Does it look like there's a 5 foot pile, a 1 foot pile,
hard to describe.
Hard
to describe, because it is literally like she's a giant. There's just stuff all over the place. So some of it's on the floor, some of it's all over.
Okay.
With an 11, it's hard to tell.
Well, yeah,
but you can see that there is stuff.
Yeah,
that she was like hoarding underneath her.
Garl will try to.
Like I said, a goblin comes out of one of her rolls and is like sprawled on the floor.
Goblin?
Huh? No.
A familiar goblin?
No.
Oh.
You can see where Gobbo has like just stood over to the side near one of the back wheels, and this other goblin just is spilled out onto the floor. It's like, she got a cheesy poof in one of her rolls and forgot about it. And when she fell out, this goblin just comes rolling out and sprawls onto the floor, gasping for air.
Garl will let's see here. He's gonna pull out his short sword and he's going to let's see here. How far away is that? So I gotta know. Let's see here. That's what those were. What were they? 20s foot squares, 10 feet. Okay, that makes it easier to figure out. That would be 10, 20, 30, 40.
Side question. When she spilled out, is she no longer within reach of her club?
You are correct, Michael, and you can see that like she falls out, like she as soon as she like falls out and hits the floor, she begins wailing, which like kind of causes chaos around like everybody, like the ogres, the orcs. One of the ogres looks like that she actually fell on him, and he's pinned right now. But and she's laying there on top of him. It looks like that she's trying to get up, and she's yelling, and not even really yelling coherent, Michael. You can there's nothing to really translate other than shock and frustration and rage. And
God fucking God,
Yeah.
God
Yeah.
damn it, piece
Yeah.
of fucking shit.
Garl,
and she looks like she's trying to get up. You could see, but her bulk is so massive, and she is away from her club, and she's away from. I think she's I think she spills out 20 feet away. I can't remember. I'll
That's
look.
good.
Garl will use his bonus action dash to get to her.
But you don't want to get to her. You want to get to, where the stuff fell out at.
Well, yeah, I know, but he wants to get to her too.
Okay.
Because it's Garl. He wants to get to her and then take his short sword and sneak attack her with his standard action.
Okay. You could see how she is like trying to get up, right? You can see she's pushing herself up with her legs and her arms. Her her concubines, or whatever you want to call them, are so shocked by the matter that right now they don't know whether, like, they're carrying food, they don't know whether to just drop the food and go help her, or what even happened, or is there someone to smash, like, do they go get their weapons? Like, they're kind of a round of confusion almost, right? Like, they just suddenly the shit hit the fan. They just aren't exactly sure what to do, and she is propping herself up. You can get up there and give her a sneak attack if you want.
Yes, that's what I want.
Yeah. And just when she's pushing herself up and she's got her big rump, you can stab her right in her giant shit-covered
Aren't we supposed to be
ass.
finding the conch?
Yeah.
Yeah, we are. We are, but no one said nothing about having one of my subjects smothered to death by her ugliness.
He's alive.
At least we try with you.
And where's that?
Yeah, so I'll give you the advantage on the attack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that will be a 15 on the dice plus the modifier for the short sword, and this is 6, so 21.
Oh, that hits.
And then 1, 2, 3. Let's see here. Take that out. And 1, 2. Oh, that sucks. 7 points of damage. Piercing.
Hopefully she won't notice
You
it.
see how she's like trying to stand up, and you just stab her right. You just can't help yourself, right in the giant rump looming over your head as she's kind of pushing herself up. Well, that straightens her up quick.
Good.
Good. And she straightens up so quick that she goes off balance, and you can see how she windmills her arms, takes a lumbering step away from you, forward, and goes crashing through that grate.
All right.
On the floor. and you hear and feel her hit the floor below, as well as the sound of like pigs all wee, 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 wee. Like, yeah, sounds like she crushed some pigs down below. But she falls into the pit. And
Oh my
then
God.
her companions are all even doubly
Worried.
like, yeah, now they're like totally aghast.
And
Oh, go down there. Go down. A yelling giant. Go down there and rescue God.
So you guys have like another round of like whatever, like, because it's chaos. It's just like, but it's such chaos. Like I said, they just don't even know what to do.
All hill giants, go down to the lower level to rescue God. Ogres, follow. Go.
The
go,
one
go.
ogre that she fell on is sitting up and getting up. The goblin that fell out, he too is pushing himself up on his hands and his knees. You could see that he's like naked, but for like a loincloth, and he looks like pretty skinny. And he's like kind of staggering, getting to his feet. Looks like the ogres and the giants, like some of them are gonna rush over to the hole, some are gonna run in circles, some are
There's
know,
the down thing over there we saw on the map.
on the map.
and
Go
Garl,
down. Go
The
down to the lower
dogs
level.
or the
Attend to
wolves
the queen.
at this point are
Now leave the wolves
barking
tight.
incessantly
Garl will
at
during
this point.
moment of mayhem now that's
Yeah.
gotten even more mayhemish.
Mhm.
He's going to start picking up everything that he can find right there and just stuffing it into the bag of holding.
Hey, you're grabbing valuables and you're kind of looking for this conch and you're kind of moving stuff around and you're like, you look around this big rock and you realize, oh shit. You see the conch. It's covered in grime. That's why you didn't recognize it. It wasn't as colorful as you thought. It just looked like a grimy old pile of sacks or something like that. But you realize it's hard and it's the conch. You find it. You don't even have to make a search really for it because it's like 3 feet long and 100 pounds.
Oh shit.
Michael,
And
let's grab it and go.
Garl with the bag of
As
holding.
well as some other items. You're not exactly sure what everything is because you're grabbing stuff so quickly, but you know one of them for sure is a musical instrument.
Garl
Ooh.
with the bag open. He's going to try rolling it into that 3-foot thing into the bag of holding.
Yeah,
Uh,
it fits.
and
Barely, but it gets through. Like you can get it into the opening. Yeah, you can.
And
So Gobble has noticed you. He hopped up on the wagon. He helps you pull it over. You and Gobble, you guys can see that this other goblin gets up at his feet and he kind of looks at all the chaos as he kind of is looking
As
a
an
bit
aside, I'll yell at the other
bewildered.
goblin. As an aside, as I'm directing the
Yeah.
hill giants, I'll yell at the other goblin. I'll be like, "Yo, that goblin, that's your goblin king. You follow him."
He looks up.
Not loud enough for the hill giants to hear,
Yeah,
but just
he
enough
looks
for
at
that.
you and he looks up to Garl and Gobble on the wagon,
Your gobble goes, "Yeah,
doing what
you
they're
goblin
doing.
king, do what the freak
You
tells you."
hear Gaw, like the wailing and the roaring from her is like very loud of her like rage and distress.
time to go, fellas. Garl will say to Gobbo and the new the new sir. Come on, time to go.
Okay, he'll help. He's literally like only in a loincloth.
That's all right. We'll
Yep.
take care of that
No,
later.
I'm just saying like for description, like he's like just
Yep.
he just looks like he was like one of the food bringers that just got
Caught.
like sat on or rolled over on or
Just too slow.
yeah.
Goblin nimbleness didn't work that day.
Yeah. He used it just escaping her grabbing him. there's chaos, but you guys are like stealthed enough.
Well, I'm not. I'm like,
No, but you're just really just an orc, right? And you do.
yeah. I look like an orc, and I'm out. I'm yelling. I'm screaming. I'm trying to direct the hill giants to give them something to look at, focus on.
Well, let's
So
put it this way: you're
picking up stuff.
directing because suddenly,
Yeah, I'm directing traffic.
4
Whether they-
hobgoblins
you know?
come running down the hallway because
Yeah.
all this commotion.
Yeah.
And they see you, and you just
Look like
roll
an
me a charisma.
persuasion,
Sure,
deception,
whichever
All right.
one. Either one would work.
Because believe it or not,
Is
I
it-
think that trickery should get deception as a bonus, but we do not.
That's really weird.
Yeah, we should get that as a bonus. We should get deception.
I would think
Nah.
that you guys would have a charisma skill as
Nah.
a bonus.
That's a total of 15.
Oh yeah,
Not
Yep.
bad.
they totally believe you. They don't even question you. You're just kind of standing near the doorway.
God
You
grew
know-
so large, she fell and she went down there. Go help God.
Yeah,
Get the other, command the other hill giants. Those who aren't listening, go down, help God.
Yeah.
God has fallen into the pig pen. That's all I'm doing. I'm just directing and focusing everybody's attention away from that. She grew so large, eating the magic fish. She has broken her throne and fell in. Rescue God. Attend to God. That's all I'm doing. Until I notice all my friends like maybe leave.
Garl, you hop down with the 2 goblins behind you. You got the bag of holding. You got the
Yep.
conch in the bag, and you got the two goblins with you. You come walking up, or moving your way up to Nicodemus in disguise as an orc. The 2 goblins don't even bother hiding.
Yeah, why
can-
wouldn't it?
But you guys, like I said, that passed no trace. It just, you guys are so beyond their passive perception.
Concern.
And Garl will say, God, let's get the flock out of the field.
You guys are gonna go?
Garl's intention is to.
I will leave this area once I notice all my friends have, and while I do, I want to kind of cursory glance as I'm leaving, and I want to look for a good bottle of wine or something, a keg of beer, just
Roll
something.
me. That's very specific. Intelligence investigation, yeah.
Okay,
It's very specific.
not very good, but we shall see. So I don't find anything.
What'd you roll?
7.
No, the only bottle you see, you pick it up, it's already empty.
Yeah. Fuck. Oh well.
Let's just get out of there.
Yeah. Oh well.
Warvel's helping the halfling up to his feet, and you're like, let's get out of there. And all of a sudden he says, the halfling mumbles something.
What was that? Speak, laddie. I can't hear you.
I said, not without my sheep.
Yeah. Sorry.
But my sheep. I have nothing.
You got your life. You got your health.
And you got us.
But
Join our merry pride.
my sheep. I love my sheep. Well, not in that way. But
Yeah.
I love 'em.
Sheep shagger.
Welsh.
I heard that.
Well, if you really want them to push back, put a bucket over their head. Whatever that means.
Good to know.
You got a bucket?
No, but
Then no, we ain't got time. Come on, let's go.
Look, all I can say is you help a sheep over a fence one time. That's all you're known for.
Well, yeah, but come on,
Yeah.
let's go. Unless you want to become part of the sheep's mutton sandwich. Come on.
Let's go.
No need for
Okay.
hobbit haggis.
Now, when you guys leave, where do you guys want to leave and how do you want to leave? If you guys go, where do you guys want to go?
Man, why don't we
I
just
thought
go
we were
back
going
to
to
the
the
barn?
boat.
Okay, if you guys go to the barge, now you guys will have to barge upriver.
Oh, that'll suck.
Well, suck or not, it may be the fastest, best way to get some distance and then go ashore after we get out of line of
We
sight.
start going downriver, and I could just send him to the dragon cult to come and pick us up.
I like that.
That sounds best. Best to work with a river than against it.
Yeah.
Best to put distance, period, away from these idiots, these big, massive knuckleheads.
Yeah. But if we're like, I don't suggest we go back into the steading. I suggest we like go downriver like by walking around the outside of the steading. You know?
All Garl's going to say is, I recommend we just do something to get some distance away from this beehive.
If you guys want to go downriver, that's fine. That's honestly just kind of all I wanted to know. Is like how you if you guys are gonna go back to the barge, I meant upriver. If you guys are gonna go downriver, fine. If you're gonna go cross country, fine. That's all I kind of.
I just wish I had something to blow up this beaver dam with.
Okay, is the beaver dam totally over the river, like completely, or is there a way to go around the beaver dam on the barge? Or does it completely?
No. It's completely. In
Totally
fact,
over
like you could even tell like how low the water is on the other side.
Okay.
It actually talks about it that if you visit those certain villages, that's one of the first signs that they're like, "Hey, our water is low."
Okay.
Like the river is low. I imagine that for the most part, this place Groundhog is undestructible as like anything, any city, because they don't even give it stats for that, right?
Yeah.
To say that you could,
unless you're a dragon or something, it's just
yeah. It'd be the same as like just destroying a city, right? There's no stats for it. It's not. There's no like the wagon. They totally give you the stats at like.
Yeah, furniture, chair, table. You know.
Yeah, they're like this axle is weak. If they make an intelligence of this, they notice if they do damage to this axle, it'll dump her out. Like, and it gives you the everything, all the stats for it, right? But the dam, they don't refer. That was one of my curiosities too, is if you could pull the dam down.
Maybe if we had saved all the smoke powder from that warehouse.
Well, that's what I'm saying, right? Like it takes something like to that extent because it's not a specific mechanic about the dam, so it would be like destroying a castle or whatever.
Just a snap of fingers from Garl the Conqueror.
Yeah, it's not anyone with a architect background or engineering background can make an intelligence DC of 17 to realize that if they lever this log here, it'll start a cascading force that'll.
All I have to do is pull this pin right here.
Right.
Yeah, the little boy with the finger in the dike.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, that's a myth.
Well, it's a story. So
yeah, it's a fun story.
To brush up a picture of one little single weakness can take out a large object.
I think you Americans propagated that myth.
And we're proud of it.
Why? Why would you say that? Do we have a lot of dikes over here? No, we don't.
No, just
no,
I remember
well,
hearing
you're
something to
gonna
do with
have-
Americans during World War II over in that country. I've
I
created that story or
Like,
heard
like I
about
said,
that
it,
story.
it happened once.
Yeah, I think we have a lot of dikes over here.
Well, you're going to need dikes. I mean, look at flooding down in the near the equator of your country.
Yes.
Years ago, a friend of mine met a guy from the Netherlands. He came here for 3 weeks, and she dumped him on us after like 4 days. She wanted nothing to do with him.
Damn. That's
But he was a cool guy. He was a cool guy.
Yeah, but it's still rude.
So it was, but she was a bitch, right? I mean, like, what can you do? Like, and so we made his time worthwhile, right? We're like, whatever, like, welcome to Canada anyway. So we like hung out with him.
But, have a beer, watch some hockey.
And I said, like, the only thing I know about the Netherlands is like wooden shoes, windmills, tulips, and putting your fingers in dikes.
Yeah.
And I kept on making jokes about putting your finger in a dike.
They don't appreciate it.
Yeah, no. Well, not unless, tit for tat.
Yeah.
And it took him like the whole 3 weeks to get it. Like finally, it was like the night before he left. He's like, he's like, I never realized that dyke meant lesbian. Like, it took him 3 weeks to get it, eh? Like, so, anyways, I don't know. Not much of a story.
Cultural slangs and how.
Yeah. Not much of a story, but it was just interesting that I hung out with a guy from the Netherlands for 3 weeks. Oh, and he spoke really, really, really good English.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'm like,
well, they speak like 6 languages there, right? It's like
I don't know, but I said, did you take English in school? And he's no.
It's just expected that you speak English and German and French living in the Netherlands.
I said, how did you learn English so well? And he said, honestly, I said, yeah. And he said, watching Star Trek: The Next Generation. Because he said, like, they get 2 types of TV in the Netherlands. They get Netherland TV, which is like all dubbed. Or no, sorry. Netherland TV is all with the subtitles.
Uh-huh.
Well, and then German TV is all dubbed. So he had a really great impression. He did a really great impression of German Beavis and Butthead. Toss is cool. Fuck, it was funny, man. He did a really great impression of German Beavis and Butthead. But he said, he says, Captain Picard says, I'm going to walk through that door 1,000 times, and you're reading it in Dutch. It's like, I'm going to walk through the door. It's like, I'm going to walk through the door. Right? Like, yeah, it's like from watching, he totally accredited it to watching Next Generation. That's how he learned how to.
I love the Next Generation.
It was fascinating. Fascinating. You guys make your way out. Like I said, for those who aren't even disguised, you guys are so stealthy compared to the
perception abilities.
Yeah, the passive perceptions of, and especially when you guys are leaving, you finally hear the Kong, 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 Kong. The gongs in the watchtower are going. The whole place goes on alarm when you guys are about halfway out, when they realize something is awry. But nonetheless, you guys make it out. You make it to the downriver. Now, who wants to roll me just a D20 roll?
I've been sucking at them. How about you, Ryan? Far Eye?
I didn't hear what you said. What?
Just roll me a D20.
What am I rolling?
Just a straight D20. Opening messenger again.
I can hear you fighting. I just couldn't. I was rolling. There was a crack up there.
Sent you a message, or sent a message to the messenger group, Ryan.
You guys can hear me okay, right?
Not okay.
Right.
9?
Yep.
There is not a barge, but like a flat bottom boat.
Oh,
I'll
like
tell
a
you.
like a John boat.
Yeah. Where's my phone?
Pontoon? You get a pontoon?
Hey.
Barge?
I'll tell you what it is.
An Adirondack guide boat.
Game rules. Vehicles. Finally, D&D Beyond is communicating with me
Oh, good.
about their lack of accessibility in a couple of areas on the website.
Oh, okay.
And one thing is character creation, Michael. Can you believe that?
Huh.
I can't select the subclass. I can like go elf, and then I can't go beyond. Like I can't.
Go wood elf, high elf, any
Yeah.
of that. Right.
Yeah, actually, I'm sorry. I actually can list those, but if I like select one, like let's say Shatterkai,
Yeah.
then it goes to some sort of select option or something. I don't know, because from that point, it just doesn't read anything. It doesn't interact at all. I can't select my subclass. I can't select my class. So therefore, I was even gonna like get a 1-month subscription. A subscription is different. That helps with like sharing and campaigns and blah 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 blah. But you get 1-month subscription to test that out to see, because ideally, if I had a subscription, I could make a campaign for this and I could share all my information with you guys.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you guys just need D&D Beyond accounts, which is free.
Which are free.
But anyways, I wasn't even able to pay for the subscription because there was a checkbox that was like, and all the checkbox was like, I agree that like, that like I understand that every month it will be resubscribed, in charge of blah blah. And I'm like, well, that's okay. Like I'm just gonna, like I know how to cancel that, right? Like, and I was just gonna do that, pay for 1 month and play around with it and find out any other flaws. I wasn't even able to check that checkbox. It wasn't showing me the checkbox. I knew what the checkbox said,
Yeah.
but I couldn't get into the checkbox. And they're like, really? Like, I'm like, yeah. Like, and I said,
blindly. He's like,
and the only way I finally got their attention was I've been hounding them on YouTube.
Huh?
Every time they put out a YouTube video, I'm like, oh, that's nice. You guys are like trying to get into like D&D's accessible for everyone, but
I still can't read this checkbox, bitches.
yeah. and so finally they contacted me through YouTube, and they're like, hey, here's like I don't know what it's called. Basically like a specific complaint thing, right? Like I can't explain it. I don't remember what the term is. Okay, sorry. A keel boat. Is that it?
Yeah.
Not a rowboat.
No, a keel boat's a little bit bigger and a little bit wider. It's smaller than like a long boat, and used for shipping small amounts of materials. Say like boxes and things like that, personnel like that. Just
60 feet by 20 feet.
yep.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll say it's a keel boat, some sort of river boat like that. Anyways, there was that boat moored on the downriver side. It looks like it'll do. You might not want to take this thing on any rough water. You may not want to use it for a very long time, but it'll certainly get you out and away from there.
Does it have a sail?
Technically it would, but I'm going to say it. But I'm going to say it doesn't because it's just a river boat,
Okay.
and they're not usually sailing on river. Like you'll go, but the thing is, you're going downstream. You can.
Yeah.
You don't have to.
I was hoping a little faster. Because Far Eye could,
there are
use
paddles.
this-
There's oars. There's paddles.
All right.
So there's now the 1, 2, 3, 4 of you guys. Warvel, 2 goblins and a halfling.
And my brother George.
Yeah, and you can see once you're out on the boat, you guys get going downstream. You can see that Garl is sharing some rations with a rat. You can see Garl also is like dipping his hand in the river water and giving it water, and the rat is using the opportunity to actually clean itself and get some food and picking a couple lice off of it and stuff like that. But it's a big rat. It's not diseased or anything. It's just a big rat. Like, I mean, even squirrels are covered in vermin. Rats are actually clean. So it's just like on one of the seats with you, Garl. You're feeding it. It's not very jumpy from you,
Yep.
but for the rest of your companions, it's a little bit nervous as of yet. It's not sure who is possibly a threat and who's not. Warvel's got no problem helping guide the boat. Gobbo, the new Gobbo, gives the new goblin a blanket because the little goblin's just fucking shivering because it is wintertime. He's just doing like the hard shivers. His buddy is just his shudders. So he wraps him up. He wraps him up in a blanket, and they give him a little bit of rations and water. They are doing the same pretty much for the halfling. They have him wrapped up in a blanket and are giving him rations and water. They're both in the same state. One's a goblin, one's a halfling, but they're both small. They're both wrapped in blankets. They're both grateful for the food and the hospitality, and are gonna recover from some exhaustion and hunger. Warvel is making sure that the boat is pretty much staying on course, not doing much more than that. He's not just making sure it's gonna follow downstream, keep pointed in the right direction, letting the current do most of the work. And you guys are none of the worse for wear. And in fact, you guys have recovered the conch. You guys may all take 9th level.
Hey,
Hey.
what else? What else was in there? What like he picked up a few other random treasures.
Yes. You had the conch. I said a musical instrument. I was gonna
Yeah.
pick items, and the thing is, as far as I'm concerned, you guys, we can. Okay. If you guys want to roll, we'll roll. But I know it's like it's hate getting something that would be like, oh, it'd be awesome for like this for my other character, but
Hmm.
does this guy no good, right? So I took a
Well, what
stab.
instrument do you use?
The shield. There will be a choice of a couple instruments that are on these tables because I'm going to give you which tables.
Oh, there's no bonus 5th level spells. I thought there were domain spells for 5th level.
Let's see.
There's Dungeon Master treasure table F and B. There's 1 off of table F and 3 off of B.
Dominate person and modify memory. Oh my god.
Okay.
What
In the
tables
adventure,
was it again?
I
Pardon
get
me?
dominant person and modify
Oh.
memory.
Dungeon Master treasure table 1 off of F and 3 from B.
Okay.
And I noticed that there's some musical instruments, so I'm making one of them a musical instrument. And like I said, and then other than that, the other 3 you could just.
Oh.
Because I mean, why doesn't every bard want one of those? They're awesome, aren't they? The magical musical instruments,
Yeah.
aren't they awesome?
Yeah.
Like holy fuck, they're just
Yeah.
tough.
Silence gets a musical instrument.
Well, about time, 9th level. Oh yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's the one I picked because I'm like, well, I'm gonna help Silence pick. I'll pick a musical instrument. And then there's I don't remember what table it's from, F or B.
Or is it an instrument? I don't think I can see it. Well, it's not an F so far.
Instrument of the bards.
Ooh, there's 3 to choose from, and it's an F. Das Lute, Falcon Bandalore, and a Cittern.
I think it's the first 2 are the ones that are on the. I'm gonna check the tables here.
I think I'll go for Bandor.
The band or what?
Yeah. Vergluken Bandor.
Oh my god, modified memory is so fucking cool.
Yeah, and I am. I'm just letting you guys pick one of
Are
them.
we level 9?
Huh? What, Ryan?
Are we level 9 now?
Yes, I gave you guys level 9. If you didn't hear, I said you guys.
Some more modify memory. That's all 5 spell, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 9th level.
I hear you. It's really hard to hear you without the crackling.
You have 9th level.
Ah!
I can make up a false memory and they'll remember it as if it happened for 10 minutes. I can be like, yo, remember when we did this? Oh, yeah. That's a fucking bomb.
My buddy used to cast that on himself. You tell him something,
Yeah.
but 6 months later, he tells a story. It happened to him.
Okay, yeah.
He used to do that all the time. And the first time, he'd be like, yeah, remember that time you did this? And then it'd be, yeah. And then, remember that time we did this? Yeah. One time, me and this guy. Yeah. One time, yeah. I just fucking told you that story like a few months ago, and
That would be awesome. Like we go up to the stone giant, right, guarding the castle, and I like cast modify memory on him. He makes a wisdom save, he fails it, and I'm like, yes, you 10 minutes. You recall that the cloud giant lord came out here, transformed into my personage. I am like polymorphed into me, and told you that there was a imposter going around inside that looked exactly like me, that looked exactly like the king. But I'm actually the king because he saw me transform into this, and that we have to go kill the imposter. And he'd be like, oh, yeah, I remember that. That totally happened like 10 minutes ago. The king came out, transformed into you, and told me that it was some evil wizard's curse, and that the real king, so he would follow me like I'm the king, and that the person who looks like the king is actually an imposter.
holy fuck! You should work for the city of Waterdeep with the ability to gaslight like that.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah. Modify memory, dude.
slow gaslighting spell that
Yeah.
isn't. You just
Yeah.
no, I didn't remember.
Ah.
I can implant false memories in people.
Brainwashed.
Duration, concentration, up to a minute. Hold it. But the memory lasts though.
Yeah.
It's just they're only charmed for like a minute. Like,
Yeah.
Too nonsensical to affect a creature in a significant manner. Such as, then they give the example like, oh, remember when you so much loved dousing yourself in acid? They give that as an example. Sixth level, however, you can alter the target's memories of an event that took place up to 7 days ago. At the moment, I'm subject to an event at one day for a 5th level spell. That's so fucking cool. And I can dominate people. All I have to do is concentrate on the spell for a minute, talk to them, implant a false memory. I can change a memory also, like, oh, you don't remember that thing happened. Like me charming you. Forgot that.
Yeah. That you call that version of the spell the Bill Cosby.
Yes. But I can modify.
Yeah.
Can modify their memory. It's fucking awesome.
Michael, what happened to your friend's daughter? Is she still interested? Is she really interested, or did she just say she's interested?
Don't know. She's telling me she's been telling me that my friend has been telling me that her daughter's interested. But I didn't get too much. Only got Ryan saying it's okay, and so I messaged her.
Yeah.
No,
like I said, I'm okay too. It's just a hard time to jump into because then a person she might feel overwhelmed and not like.
Being playing for the first time. Yeah.
Yeah.
I could have made her the halfling character, and that could have been her. Yeah. Yeah, but and I messaged her if she just wanted to listen in to give her the link, the meeting room thing.
Yeah.
And and she told me that she was asleep at the moment.
Well, she can watch it after. She's.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just one of those. We'll see.
Yeah. No, I wasn't holding my breath. I was just curious.
She's 17, so you don't have to worry. Yeah. You won't have to worry too much about, like an 11-year-old kid.
Yeah. Well, I don't think we're that. I don't think we're that bad, anyways.
Yeah.
And we're pretty classy at the way we sell it too.
Yeah, so I wouldn't worry about appropriateness or anything. We're not problematic in that regard.
No.
Which, by the way, the mother is sitting right next to me at the moment. So.
Yeah, tell her that y'all don't use Zoom to see, just use it.
Yeah, she was worried about that. I was like, no, we generally almost everybody has their camera turned off, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She just.
I don't know. See. So I don't know if she can. I'll help her make the character. She can listen in. She can play. It's.
Yeah. No, I was literally just curious. Like I said, I don't like the more the merrier. Like it is only a game, right? I'm trying to my girlfriend has been like a long time friend with a guy we still hang out with, and he's a teacher and stuff, blah blah blah. And well, we're Canadian, so we get together once a week. We call it Weed Wednesday. We literally just fucking sit around, smoke a joint, bullshit. That's what we do. And we're talking, and we're socially distancing, right? We just sit outside, and he brings, we sit around the fire, smoke a joint, and that's whatever. Go, 11 o'clock, we're done, right? Just that's our night. And I said once it becomes wintertime, we're gonna have to, when we move it indoors, we're gonna have to just start a D&D game.
Yeah.
And Trina's played before. She actually really likes it. Like, she's not like, making room out of her schedule to play, but she totally would play if set it up right. And especially with Jeremy. And Jeremy's actually really interested in it right now. And part of it is the fact that, like, he's a teacher, right? And that, like, role-playing games in general are getting, like, a lot of attention in the educational field as, like, a learning tool and a therapy and, all that type of thing. So he's actually very curious, and are you guys there? Did something happen to my call? It's very quiet.
No.
Oh, okay. No, it just got really quiet. I was like, oh, maybe I cut out.
I hear you.
Do you know those books that were released by D&D like a year and a half ago? There was like the Weapons and Warriors and the something in Magic
No.
and then a monster. They're like a kid's book. They look like
Oh,
scaled
no.
down D&D book if you look on the internet or on Amazon. They look like D&D books. They feel like D&D books. They're just not as big. All original art, like they didn't just recycle D&D art. Like, anyways, they created this one book. One of them is basically like the races and the equipment and the martial, and then the other one is like magic. The other one is like monsters. The other one is like what's it called? Like, you know, layers and mazes, or I don't remember what the fuck it's called. But I bought all 4 of them. So I thought, oh, you know what, whatever. We'll look at them with Leo, and there's still
Why?
what?
Why did you buy all 4 of them?
Because I have a son, right? And they're a little bit over his
Can't
head.
read yet.
No, but he's pretty damn good though. But I just bought them because I'm like, oh, these are pretty cool. And he will read them. And we already look at them sometimes. They're not books that, because some of the stuff is like kind of scary. I mean, he probably would be into it, but no point in giving a kid fucking nightmares. It's a terrible
No,
thing.
they can create their own nightmares.
Yeah, exactly. It's, because do you know why? Because I suffered really fucking bad nightmares most of my life. And as a kid, it sucked. It was so easy to fuel my nightmare, right? I would see a skeleton on TV. I'd have I'd have nightmares all night about skeletons, right? Like, I was very, very influenced by stuff. So I try not to do that to him. So we have looked at the books, but when there's like someone there to, he just doesn't have the book. We're like, talk about imagination and what's
I had
real.
a dream or a nightmare or whatever Saturday night into Sunday morning, and
Yeah.
I was like, I should go ahead and put some hash brown casserole in the oven so it'll be ready when I wake up.
Yeah.
It was work,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a nightmare, bro.
That's one of the worst dreams. When you have a dream that you fucking get up and you go through your whole morning routine and you're tired, you got to go to work or go to school or whatever, and then you actually do wake up and you got to actually do it now. Oh, Groundhog's Day.
Yeah.
But, girl?
No, I said, yep. Agreeing with the Groundhog's Day.
Oh, yeah. You do have those too, hey? Yeah.
Yep.
That used to just grind me when I was back in high school. I used to have them all the time. It's like, fuck, I thought I already was up and ready to go.
Well, the worst one is if you have a test and you imagine yourself coming late for the test and then being locked out.
My girlfriend still has those dreams. She's like 40. I'm like, you gotta break that cycle. She always has those dreams where she's having a test and she's so unprepared and didn't even know about it.
I had a nightmare a while ago that I was sleeping in late for a class in college.
Yeah. I used to have those, I generalize them, call them school anxiety dreams. I used to have those quite often, but they stopped a good 15 years ago because in all of my dreams used to end with me, I didn't remember my locker combination. Like, I'm lucky if I remember which locker is mine, and then I, for the life of me, can't read the locker combination. And then I can't do it because I'm blind, right? I look at it and then it goes weird. I suddenly can't read because, oh yeah, I'm blind. I could see everything, but it always would get really weird and stressful like that until one time I opened the lock. When I finally opened the lock, I never had a school anxiety dream again.
Hey, your brain worked through its problem.
Yeah,
Finally
it did.
solved it.
Yeah, it did.
Took it a long time.
And I still remember in my dream thinking, okay, all I got to do is set it to 0 and go high, 0, low on the combination. That was it. Like 37, 0, 12, something like that. High,
The
0,
heck,
low.
the heck with that. A 3-pound sludge, hand sludge. Bam, bam.
Yeah. And then, yeah, anyways, and then I shouldn't say I didn't have any school anxiety dreams after that, but they sure changed. Like the last school anxiety dream I had was sitting in a class and I'm like, what? Why am I here? I thought I already graduated. This is bullshit. and it didn't bother me, right? Like, didn't get that anxiety feeling. But, so you guys are 9th level. I don't know what you guys, like I said, there's 1 item on F and then 3 on B. So I think it's probably 2 on B because I think that the musical instruments are on B.
Well, I found 2 on F.
Oh, is there 2 on
You
F
found
as
2
well?
on F? Do you like either of them? I mean, maybe not the instrument itself.
Yeah, there's
but
one
what
of them I
they
really
do.
like, but what was it, F and B, or was it F and E?
B. B is in boy.
Beta, and
Beta and Foxtrot.
Yeah, Beta and Foxtrot. Yeah.
I don't see the musical instrument on Beta.
So 2 on Foxtrot then. So that's the
Yeah.
F. So we'll have 3 on B to
And 1
pick
on
from.
and pick out your instrument. Which one do you like? And even if it's like it's a guitar, you could call it whatever you want. It just
Honestly, you can. It could be any instrument you want.
Yeah.
It's just about the properties that are involved.
Yeah.
I've
And
gone
which
for
one
the
do you like?
Fachluchen Bandor because it's a cool looking instrument. I know what a lute is, but the Fachluchen Bandor looks good.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the instrument do that you want?
Hang on a minute. My spells become more powerful. I've got extra spells I can do, like levitate, I think fly. Hang on a minute, I'll check it again.
Yeah, because instruments of the bards, they share a bunch of spells, and then each one has a few unique spells. But they all share the same, what he has, like fly, blah, blah, blah. Like, they're fucking powerful.
Yeah. Let's see, I'm looking at Forgotten Realms here. I've got fly, invisibility, levitate, protection from evil and good, entangle, fairy fire.
Yeah, fairy fire.
Shillelagh, whatever that is, and speak
Shillelagh.
of animals.
Shillelagh. It turns something
Shillelagh.
into a magical weapon. Like a
Spell
it's
enhanced
D8
a wooden
plus.
weapon such as a club or a staff to do more damage in combat.
Yeah.
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 It's a druid cantrip
Yeah.
in the game. That's Shillelagh.
Yeah, I mean, if I were a druid, I very well might take it, but I might not.
If you plan on being in melee at all.
Yeah. I mean,
And then again, yeah.
I might not. Might not.
When we were playing before it, I had my lizard man druid. I had it, but I don't think I ended up ever using it.
Well, that was because you used him in the Tomb of Horrors.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not a lot of melee.
No, but I also created him at a high level. I think using it at first level. I think a person would use it at first level.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, you also used him for the Hill Giant area. Yeah.
But then I
you were
pretty
part
much
of
just
beta
flew around. Yeah, beta team.
Yeah, you were a beta team. Yeah.
Well, and then he got upgraded because Harshnag denied the reincarnation, so he stayed in the afterlife. Shardak,
did he die in the
Yeah.
fire giant? Got dragged down by a salamander? Was that how he died?
something. I don't even remember. I just he died so much after a point. I just he's
Fuck it.
just gonna stay in the afterlife.
Sorry about that.
Oh, that's okay. It's D&D.
It
Honestly,
happens,
like
happens, right?
It's a game. It's not real life.
yeah, like it's. I've
Kind of
got
point, after a while you even get tired and you're like, I mean, I wouldn't mind if my character died. I got some other ideas I wouldn't mind to try out,
yeah. Well, that's
I
and it
kinda-
wasn't. And honest to God, that was like because you have to be fair. We played that. There wasn't like a whole lot of role playing.
No,
Like,
it was,
you know,
yeah.
But I was thinking realistically, like
They were old school
character
dungeon.
wise, like there'd be a point where I think Harshnag is or Shardak is just like, oh, okay, that's
enough.
4 times I die a legend. And who knows? A spirit can always change his mind too, right?
Yeah, sure. And in Eon, and in Stranger Eons, even death may die.
Yeah. So I mean, and also like I'm kind of used to like older editions where it didn't matter what it was, you lost a constitution.
Yeah, you had a limited amount of, bringing backs.
Yeah,
And even then, you had like a constitution check to see if you could be resurrected. Like you had
your resurrection survival.
Yeah.
You
and
lost.
Since you lose the con each time, it was like less likely for you to make that roll.
Yeah. So I've heard we felt that. I just felt.
I believe that DMG has that as one of their optional.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
It very well
they
could
got
be.
some really gritty death
for grittier. I think it's in there along with the lasting injuries.
Oh, very well could be. I like those lasting injuries. Next, when we are playing face-to-face tabletop again, next time I DM a game for those guys, I said I'm gonna do. It's gonna be a short campaign, maybe like 8-10 sessions. I'm gonna do like a futuristic thing, and there's a few homebrew things you can find on like. Actually, I don't know if it's homebrew or Unearth Arcana, but there's like technomancer stuff.
Yeah.
Like some techno skill, like spells and just a few skills. Oh, that's really all it takes is like make a few cool spells and a couple cool skills and some cool equipment, right? Like instead of a thieves kit, you get a hacker's kit, right? Like it's just no big fucking deal, right? Like it really isn't a big thing to convert. Looking at DMG, they got all the futuristic weapons, right? Like what a laser is radiant and a disruptor is necrotic. Another kind could be fire damage, right? And then you got and then you got all your weapons there. And that's the thing, weapons are tough. Like they are. They're tough. So I would like to do like a futuristic thing. And because my players, we play D&D, traditional, like fantasy, I want to create their characters that way.
And then time travel them?
And whether it's time travel or do something where they're in the city of Sigil, right? The city of doors. You know what I'm talking about, right? Planescape thing.
Yeah.
No.
Sigil, Lady of Pain area.
Yeah. Sigil is like the bearing that the hub of the multiverse rotates on.
Uh-huh.
There's literally a gate to everywhere in the city of Sigil. It's I don't know what it's called. I don't remember. A donut or a tire tube. What's that shape? You know what I'm talking about, though, right?
Yeah, donut works.
Oval.
Circle works.
But like a tire tube, And the whole city is on the inside of the tire tube. And gravity is just wherever you're walking, Michael.
Okay.
And it's a super, super vast city, and it's interplanar, everything from and a Payne, who is technically equivalent to AO. And you know who
Yeah.
AO is.
Yeah, I
Because
got that one.
let's put it this way. There is AO, who's the good one. The Lady of Pain is the neutral one. There's an evil one out there too.
Oh, didn't know that. I thought it was just AO.
So the lore goes.
Okay. I just thought it was just one.
Well,
I get it.
and there could be, but that's kind of the
Sure.
theory. Because the question is, who is the Lady of Pain? Because no gods are allowed to enter Sigil. She could keep out gods. If you're a god, you can't be in there. You just can't. It's
Okay.
just, demons and devils will do trade with one another, because if anyone does violence in the streets, she just kills you. You're just dead. You fucking do what I say.
So it's like Casablanca without the Nazis.
Yeah, but it's a nexus city of the multiverse. There's literally, like, you guys are like traveling downriver in this boat. You're sitting on a bench. That space between your bench, that's a gateway to Sigil, to the city of Sigil. Any archway, any doorway, any
Platform 9 3/4.
right. Everything.
Harry Potter reference.
Everything is connected to Sigil. It's just how. Where? Maybe it has to be in a full moon. Maybe you have to be holding a chicken feather in your nose. You know, like there has to be some sort of a key. And so everywhere leads to Sigil. Sigil leads to everywhere. So I was literally thinking about having these characters that somehow stumble into Sigil. Have them a little bit awestruck of Sigil. And then have like dudes with like basically like clone trooper helmets and blasters come running out after an orc in a trench coat and in a pinstripe suit, right? And they
One of my
stun
favorite
him.
characters is an orc in a pinstripe suit.
Yeah, they stun him in the streets, squat down, put him in cuffs, call in on their radio, pull a little thing, bloop, bloop, and they're gone. And somehow you get pulled through, or something. You know what I mean? Something happens, and then you're just like in the city with like flying cars, you know, mile-high skyscrapers, and
Jump the shark.
yeah. Okay, but I'm so backwards, and I was like, what? How old when that happened? I thought jumping the shark was the coolest fucking thing ever. So
did I.
when people say jump the shark, I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know. That
Dude,
kind
did
of
you see that episode? He
that
fucking
kind of
jumped the
means it's
shark.
deadly. Are you fucking kidding me? Fonzie jumped a fucking shark. In his
Yeah, that
leather
was
jacket.
me too. Same
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Oh my god, he jumped the shark. He's still fucking wearing his jacket, dude.
Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah.
that was fucking awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. So people say that. They're like, jump the shark. I'm like, you don't like that meant
was
it's
actually
fucking
cool.
awesome.
Yeah, I thought it was awesome too.
Like I was what? How old at that time? Like that was just the coolest fucking thing ever.
I don't know. I was 4 or 5.
Yeah.
6. I don't know. I was a kid. I
Yeah.
was young.
So yeah. Good. I'm glad. Because yeah, people, you know, even Trina says jump the shark. I'm like, hey, because she's 9 years younger. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna say this about your generation and jump the shark. You don't even remember jump the shark. You know, you don't even fucking talk jump the shark, right? Like, you don't fucking know nothing about jump the shark. I was there when
I
Fonzie
watched
jumped the
it
shark.
live when it came out. I
Yeah,
was like, oh, dude.
yeah.
I looked forward to it. I was like, dude, he's gonna the cliffhanger. He's
Yeah.
gonna jump the shark. He's gonna do it. I'm like, oh my god, that motherfucker's gonna jump the shark.
Yeah. Yeah, I like. So you don't even fucking talk about Jump the Shark. You don't even know Jump the Shark. Like, I was there when Fonzie jumped the shark.
I was there when the old magic was created.
Yeah. Yeah. So if she's gonna pick out the item off of F, you guys,
Got
Charles
an off a B.
and Michael and Ryan can each pick an item off of B.
Awesome.
Cool.
I was gonna roll, but I'm like, there's some really good ones and there's some really dud ones.
Yeah. I feel
So
ya.
I'm like, it's not like magic comes up a lot, and it's not like people even really use magic, right? Like who's like, you use your fucking beer jug,
Yeah, I use that. That's more of a
right?
yeah.
So who cares? Pick a
Yeah,
magic
yeah,
item.
yeah.
Pick a magic item you want.
I had that pearl of power. How many times did I use it? Like barely.
Right.
I just don't even remember it.
And that's on the list too, right? So it's like, or is
is
it
it?
on F? It might be on F
don't know.
actually.
I'll look up the list. Pick something out.
Yeah, I just think you should
Alright.
pick. I was gonna roll, and I'm like, no, I'm not gonna roll. There's no point. No point. No point in giving you guys things that you're not gonna use or forget about. Yes, Ryan? You can pick one item off of.
I think I know what I think there's an item on here that is so Nicodemus though. The alchemy jug.
He already has that.
Oh, he already has one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Never mind.
And Ryan, your audio's really clear now.
I'm just thinking of Monty
Yeah, I
Python,
can hear you guys well as well.
Search for the Holy Grail.
Mm.
I've already got one. It's very nice.
Mm. What's the cloak with the manta ray? What is
See,
that?
and like Cloak of the Manta Ray, I think you can transform into a manta ray and swim, or gives you breathing, underwater breathing, something like that.
We're gonna find out.
Which might be good.
That's
But
on.
this
That's on.
giant conch here as well too.
That's on table B.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
While wearing this cloak with its hood up, you can breathe underwater and you have a swimming speed of 60 feet.
Yeah.
Pulling the hood up or down requires an action. Yeah, fuck it. I'm taking that. That's a cool item.
We'll keep reading. You might change your mind. I'm not saying don't take it. I'm just saying don't be so hasty, because there's a lot of good stuff on there.
Don't be hasty.
Yeah.
Yes. I have fond memories of the filter of love, but I'm not going to take it. You don't know about what happened in the last campaign with that, do you, Catherine?
The filter of
basically,
love.
my character ended up drinking 2 filters of love, and basically
dear.
it makes you fall in love with the first person you see.
You drank 2. Does that mean you fell in love with yourself?
No, it doesn't last forever. It just lasts for a certain amount of time. The first time I fell in love with Charles's character, and the second time I fell in love with Roland's character.
Oh, separate times. Not at the same time.
Yeah.
No, it just
okay.
became a thing that his character was always accidentally drink the filter of love.
Well, I was a wizard, so I was testing all the potions to make sure to figure out what they were and what they did. So the filter of love is activated by drinking. By drinking a drop of it. So
Be right back.
that's how it happened. There are 3 different things that give you a throwing speed in this table. Oh, 4 different things that give you a throwing speed. That's a lot of stuff. Yeah, I like the Cloak of the Monster. I'm going to take it, I think.
You know, guys, it's getting a little bit late for me
Yep.
here, so if that's the end of the session, I'm unfortunately leaving.
I got the feeling that it's close enough to probably call it as far as that, since we're talking about the magic item tables and we're not being chased and such at the moment.
Okay, well, in that case, guys, I very much enjoyed the game, and I hope to catch you next week.
Yep.
Everyone stay safe, don't catch the virus, wash your
We
hands,
lived. We survived.
It's
live long, prosper.
typical that
peace.
it's typical that the audio clears up right as we're finishing, though.
Yep, typical.
Anyway, I'm gonna head off as well, guys.
All right.
Anyway, stay safe, everyone. Stay safe.
And both of you do the same.
All right, bye.
All righty.
Okay.
Hey.
Yeah. So just let me know what you guys decide to choose.
Yeah.
So I'm
Ryan
prepared for.
and Kat and looks like Mike bounced.
That's all right.
Well, I'm just letting you
Yeah.
know.
No, that's no.
And
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I think what Garl will pick up is a drift globe.
Oh, okay.
It sounds like something that would fit his personality. As far as that, unique, fun, useful.
And then I was just they all left, but I was wondering who is gonna do what with the conch. That was it.
Now we can start from there.
Yeah.
In the meantime, Gar will be washing it in the river to get it clean.
Okay. The water's ice cold, but you can scrub the grime off of it, and this thing is like spawned of water. When you get it wet, the wet surface really accentuates the iridescent quality of the surface. It has so much depth to it in the iridescence and the, you know, how mother of pearl.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah,
Yeah.
very deep, very deep.
Yep. Alrighty.
Or as they call it in the synthetic version in the guitar world, mother of toilet seat.
Oh,
Isn't that hilarious?
yes. I never heard that.
Yeah, that's in the guitar community, right? Synthetic mother of pearl. Yeah, like it always makes me laugh because it's so true. The mother of toilet seat.